Hi, I'm Heathyr Frances Valenti. This is RealTVfilms. We're here at the PABRIK GULA premiere tonight. You are a horror director.
Yes, I am.
Can you tell us a little bit about how important it is to support your fellow creatives and international filmmakers at events like this?
I am, again, a huge horror fan. I direct horror films myself, and I think it's so cool to go to different cultures, and see how they adapt horror, because it's different all around the different countries in the world, and I'd love to see how they portray horror, how they get that across, how if the scares are different than American sort of horror, because Talk to Me came out. That was an Australian film, and I thought it was one of the most genius horror films that has come out in a very long time. They just have a different way of approaching it and different styles, and when I saw the trailer for this, I was just very excited to see how they execute this film in the style and in that culture, how it's going to be.
With that being said, what type of genre do you like to film personally?
I mainly direct horror and dark fantasy, so I like to add a little bit of whimsy elements to it. It's kind of like Guillermo del Toro, Wes Craven meets each other. I think it's really fun.
When were you first scared, and when did you first know that horror directing was going to be in your destiny?
So growing up as a kid, my parents got divorced young, but my dad always loved to scare me. So he scared me with Chucky when I was 3 years old. But then he introduced me to Scream when I was maybe 10 or 11, and I just fell in love with that film. And me and my brother would just not role play, but we would just pretend that we were Ghostface and whatever all the time. And I was Ghostface for probably 6 years in a row. And then when I got introduced to film, I started making versions of Scream, and then it's my biggest inspiration is the Scream franchise. But now I do same sort of genre. I direct those sort of movies, so it's pretty cool.
I love that. Can you tell me the name of one of your films so I can check it out later?
Yes, there's actually 3 of my features that came out last year. One's called Snowfalls, the other one is called Sorry Charlie, and then The Bellkeeper. And now we're in pre-production for my new one, which is called Sketch, and it has animation in it, and it's horror, so it's going to be really fun.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah. Can you tell me a little bit how you direct an actor if they are kind of struggling, or you want the realness of being scared to come out? What would you say to them?
Are you talking about to act scared in the movie?
Yeah.
I mean, when you're dealing with horror, you have to put people in a position where it's we know we're dealing with this, especially mine, a fantastical world, and everyone knows what fear is, and that's why I love to scare people in these sort of films. But to get an actor in that place, it's different. Every scenario is different. I said, slasher. You just have to get them in that mental space of what this would feel like to really be integrated in someone your life or death situation. It's more fun to me than scary. You know what I mean? I have a fear addiction. I love it. It's so fun. But when I get an actor on set, it's kind of circumstantial upon what the scene is exactly.
I need to hang out with you more because I am not liking being scared.
Okay, well we do need to hang out.
Yeah. What is your go-to survival tip if things start to get creepy?
I feel the main survival tip is just play dead. Just kidding.
That's a good answer.
If they're not going to try to kill something that's already dead, you know what I mean? No, I'm trying to think. It's just, again, dependent on the type of genre, because my favorite is possession films, and I don't think there's any real survival tactic to that. It's just, just don't play with the Ouija board, or just have your Bible close, and then you'll hopefully live.
Wise words, have the Bible close. I love that. You are also an actor in Sex Lives and College Girls. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, I was an actor in the show, the HBO show Sex Lives of College Girls. That was such a fun series to come on because, Mindy Kaling and Justin Noble are the showrunners. And that's just such a fun show to be part of, because I mainly am in the horror world. So to be in a show that's so polar opposite, just a fun, raunchy sort of comedy. I feel whenever I act and I book my roles, it's always the douchey, jock, it's always that role. So again, I played that here, but it was fun. So you'll have to check out season 2.
Okay, I absolutely will. Thank you so much. Now, one last question for you. Would you rather be stuck in a haunted mansion or a remote sugar factory overnight?
Oh, a haunted mansion for sure. I would be going all over the place trying to find, actually call ghosts, honestly. Because it's funny, I feel the people who want to have a paranormal experience never actually have them, because you are inviting that energy. I think the people that are so scared of it, that's when you draw in those experiences. So fingers crossed something happens to me one day.
Okay, well, we're going to look out for all your films and your next ones.
Perfect. Thank you.
Nice to meet you.